Welcome to episode 290, Chris Wanstrath, 9 lessons. This is an outline of episode 290, lesson 1 to lesson 5. This is an outline of episode 290, lesson 6 to lesson 9. Lesson number 1, have a clear mission. Their mission was the developer-first mentality. The 3 co-founders built a product for their own use.
So what is the idea for GitHub? I think there's a couple, actually. And it really boils down to people and tools. One of the things that we did when we started GitHub is we said, we're going to build this for developers. This is going to be the #1 thing we're doing. We're going to think about developers, selfishly ourselves. We're going to look at their workflows. We're not going to worry about anything except what can we build that's really great for developers.
Lesson number 2, GitHub started as a side project. The web is the new garage.
It was hard. And we did it for a while part-time while we did consulting, and Tom worked at PowerSet, which later got acquired by Microsoft. So some of us working 40 hours a week while we were doing GitHub on the side as a launched product, charging money for it. So that was really difficult.
So what's nice about a side project is that you can do it while you're working somewhere else. I'm the kind of person that is always working on some kind of side project. So this is a conference about the web. And the web is the perfect place to do a side project because the cost of entering is so low. You can start a side project, a website, something that interests you. You can start that today for as much as it costs a simple server. And really, that's all you need at first.
Lesson number 3, the bootstrap years. There was no venture capitalist from 2008 to 2012. He was selling mugs and T-shirts.
On your site, people can host for free.
Yeah.
And then any private companies or something with projects have to pay.
Right.
So you obviously only make money from the private companies, I assume. There's no other sources of revenue?
We have other sources of revenue. We have a shop, so we sell T-shirts and now mugs. You can get a GitHub mug with the GitHub logo on it. Mainly because you can't really order like 10. So we had to order like 300, and then we're going to put them on the shop and share them with everyone. But because we just want them for ourselves, right? Yeah. So we do that. We have an on-premise version of the site, like it's called the GitHub Firewall Install. So a company that doesn't want to use SaaS, they don't want to put their stuff up on our website, they can pay us and then run it internally on a Linux box. So some bigger companies do that either because they have a lot of red tape, or they're just paranoid, or they're a government thing, and it's against the law for them to put it on the site. Yeah. So there's that, and then we have a job board. So I mean, we're all about like collaborative software development. I think the main reason we didn't take VC is because we were afraid of what it would do to the corporate culture of having all of that money right away, and we weren't sure what we were going to do with it. Like we needed to pay for servers, we needed to pay for employees, but did we really need like 20 employees 2 years ago?
Lesson number 4, how do you define success? Do what you like instead of being told what to do.
Okay, I'm Chris Wanstrath. I'm one of the co-founders of GitHub. I live in San Francisco, and I think success is whatever you make of it. The most important thing is to do what you want to do and not what other people tell you.
Lesson number 5, community is more important than product.
But with the community, with your feedback, with your ideas, with your code, with everything, this is really what GitHub is about. It's way more than a website. It's way more than a company. It's really a community of people that are building the future of software together. And I think the best way to be thankful to those who came before us and those that have provided opportunities for us to be where we are today is to try to give that to the next generation. And that's
Lesson number 6, progress is evolution. It took him 10 years to get there.
That's something that we're very interested in, and I really think the path forward is not this idea of a major disruption, but it's really embracing and augmenting what's already there, the way people have collaborated for thousands of years, bringing it into the digital age and unlocking it. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about today. But if there's one thing I'd like you to take away, it's this idea of continuous improvement. Right? GitHub, again, it's a 9-year journey.
Lesson number 7, he's a rebel. For example, in his first programming job at the trucking company in New Jersey, he lasted 2 days.
I lasted 2 days. It's not an exaggeration. I was there for 2 days in New Jersey. I drove 11 hours in my VW Jetta, and I got there, and I just realized at the time they were all mathematicians. Like, I guess trucking logistics is all about, I don't know, math. I'm not a math.
Rumor has it that he was fired by Chow because he could not get along with the foodies. Lesson number 8, he taught himself programming, business, and leadership. First, he's an English major who dropped out of University of Cincinnati. Second, he taught himself leadership, twice CEO over a 10-year period. Third, he has very unorthodox way of doing business. He kept his team very small and very focused by selling t-shirts, mugs, and hosting. Lesson number 9, software is going to change everything in the 21st century. It's just the beginning.
You can get hardware, you can get CPUs. It's not that difficult anymore, and that's becoming more and more ubiquitous. What's cheap for us now is becoming even cheaper for everyone else in the world. So the constraint is no longer hardware, or it's quickly becoming not the main constraint. Well, what is it? That's why we're here. It's software. Software is now the constraint. The lack of software, the lack of ability to produce effectively and efficiently software, the lack of speed behind creating new software, of turning ideas into reality, that's the constraint. And that's only going to get worse. The more we're going to need software, we don't have enough, right? We think there are 20 million developers. I'm skeptical. It's not nearly enough. As I said before, there are only 3 billion people on the internet. Only. That's less than half the world. What happens when there are 7 billion people on the internet? They're going to want a lot more software. It's only going to get worse as software permeates into every single corner of the globe. I really think that software is going to become the biggest driver of change in human history.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.